All right, so I'm here with Jamie, and Jamie's gonna tell us today how the media has affected his life.
So I'm going to discuss social media and an interesting point about it that I always really was fascinated by and blew me away that I don't think other people really think about enough, which is Facebook. Weird, right? Because everyone just is on Facebook 24/7 because we're in college and we don't do any work. And while we're on Facebook, people like all sorts of things, this page about that page and that page. And I feel silly, like, oh, we can all connect about the fact that I liked a page once that says, you were the shit if your shoes lit up when you were little. And you know what? It's true. You were very cool. And I thought it was hilarious and I really enjoyed it. But at the same time, the fact that 10 to 20 million people also like that from across the globe was actually really cool. And I think a point that we miss is that through social media, we're able to see these connections between people. That, yeah, we're all human, we do this, we do that, but what about, like, shared experiences through, growing up as children, and things like that. And I think it's something we forget sometimes, that we're all so similar, and we have so many similar experiences to share. So yeah, that's what I would talk about.
So it's pretty cool. You think of Facebook as a way of connection through a time of your life that you described as your childhood, and you said that on Facebook, many people from around the world or globe could actually connect about how they were similar in a way or more during a special moment or in time in their life. Well, like, what else would you say? Like, how is it how is it different when a person actually reaches when they're like a teenager? How would it be more so different?
I'm not sure I get your question.
Like,
you're saying, how is the experience?
Yeah, like as
how
a
is the
teen,
experience?
is it still the same? Do they still like that same page? Is that page as cool to them, or
as when you get older, I feel like so say you've been using Facebook for multiple years, and now you've got all these pages, pardon me, and you're like, oh, when I was 5 years ago, I liked all these pages, and now I'm not doing that anymore, and I want to clean things up. And that actually happened to me recently, and I was like, oh, get all this garbage off my Facebook. And I'm scrolling through things, and I'm like, wow, all of these shared experiences. And while they're not as relevant to me anymore, like, I don't really care that when I was little, it was really cool if my shoes lit up. The fact remains that it's cool that we all have a shared experience. And I really, really enjoy that so many different people can connect with shared experiences. And I think the internet and media provides for that. Because no matter how many people you meet, even at a university, at its largest university, you can only meet so many people and have so many deep, meaningful conversations. But if you go on the internet and you like a page, that's something about your childhood. Even though that information may not be relevant anymore to you, it did shape who you are, possibly. And the fact that so many different people are affected the same way, or at least affected by the same thing, it's pretty cool. So yeah.
That's certainly a really cool insight on Facebook, and Facebook does have that type of impact on a lot of people. And so you are grateful for like social media like Facebook. And is there other medias specifically that you interact on, Twitter, or is Facebook the one that?
Facebook's really the only thing I do use, and I'm barely on Facebook because I've found less and less time in my schedule.
Right.
On occasion, I have a Twitter. I don't know how to get access to it anymore. But I do have a Twitter that I made one day for a few weeks. But Facebook's primarily, I enjoy it not only for finding connections between people, but also keeping in touch with friends and family. And it's tough once you get to college and you have all these friends that you want to maintain. You want to know what's going on in their lives, and you can't have a conversation with everyone every day and find out what's going on. And so it results in this, hey, you just posted really cool photos and something that's clearly going on in your life, so let me call them now and try and catch up. And I don't know, I guess it's sort of a reminder of all the people that have played a role in your life, and that if you want that to continue and you want them to still play a role in your life and be a part of it, then you have to reach out. So Facebook's like a reminder.
All right. That was cool. Thank you, Jamie.
My pleasure.